Hola, buenas. Yo soy Luis.
Y yo soy Ruby.
Y juntos somos
Los Trotamundos.
Okay, well, we are live on air, everybody. Here you got Bill, the Florida band man. He's known by many of you right now. I don't have to tell you much about it. He have saved the life and the ass of many people around. You know what I'm talking about. And we got the honor of meeting him, knowing him, and becoming his friend for many reasons right now. No? One of them is that the band that you are seeing, Bill sitting in, I just bought it from him yesterday, and it's gonna be our Mercedes van Sprinter for a few years now. For my wife and myself, we're gonna be traveling part of the world with it, and I'm very glad that we can get it from Bill. It's a warranty having something made by Bill himself, because the band is rebuilt and the engine is put by Bill himself. So we're gonna be pretty happy and proud to be having something made by Bill himself. So, been saying that, I'm gonna try to get some info, guys, from Bill himself that can help all of us and try to knowing a little bit more the man itself. Bill, nice to seeing you. First,
thank you.
Thank you for the beautiful party that you have thrown for us here in those few days. We are right now in the gathering here, in the Winter Sprinter gathering. Is the name?
Winter Sprinter. Yep. Our Winter Sprinter van meetup.
There you go. That's the place. We are here in Deltona, Florida. A very nice place, like you can see. Let me show you a little bit of the place too. We're talking with Bill and showing you the place for the gathering, and probably it's gonna be next year here too. So you know what I'm talking about. Some of the guys already left, and others are going on a tour to see the manatees, but few of us will stay here. Bill, let me begin by asking you that. How long you been working with the Sprinters band?
I bought my first one in 2005, and as soon as the warranty ran out, I started running on vegetable oil instead of diesel fuel, and immediately started learning a lot about it, mostly by making mistakes. A lot of people told me that I can't do that, and I had to prove them wrong, so I did. The van runs great on vegetable oil. Problem is getting it clean enough. I didn't succeed at that. If they had told me I shouldn't run on vegetable oil, I might have listened, but they told me I couldn't, so that was a challenge. And I beat up a lot of injectors and fuel pumps and started learning about it because I couldn't afford a mechanic to fix all the mistakes I was making. And, well, let's fast forward a couple of years. I paid roughly $39,000 for my van when it was new, and then I found one that wouldn't start, very similar to mine, for $3,200. So I bought that one and went and fixed it in the parking lot so I could drive it home, and then I had two. A couple years later, I was kind of looking for a third van. Somebody introduced me to a guy that had 4 for sale, and all of a sudden I'm a hoarder or a collector or I don't know what, but all of a sudden I had 6 Sprinter vans, and 2 of them ran. So I started learning, and as I grew up through the Sprinter vans, the T1N specifically Sprinter vans, 2000 through 2006 Sprinter vans, my kids kept telling me, make YouTube videos out of this. People would love to see this, and I didn't know what I was doing. Pretty soon they introduced me to one of their friends, Mike, that started making videos with me and showing me how to do it. So here we are 4 years later, making videos. It's my full-time gig, and a lot of people are, well, I set out to be the change I wanted to see, trying to be the guy I wish I knew 15 years ago when I was beating my head against the wall fixing these Sprinter vans. And now I'm the guy that other people call when they need a little help on the side of the road or in the driveway or whatever. So that's the best part of this van. Since you're buying it from me, it comes with a lifetime warranty of calling Bill for help. Well, hey Bill, what's going on? I'm not always going to know. I'm not a real mechanic. I only play one on YouTube. Florida Van Man on YouTube, and FloridaVanman.com, our website, of course. Join us at the Facebook group, Florida Van Man, the group. I go by the handle Florida Van Man, the page on Facebook. So get all those plugs out of the way. Let's see, did I answer the question? What was the question?
Kind of. How many followers you got in YouTube right now? How many subscribers?
About 12,000 subscribers on YouTube.
12,000. And there are gonna be many more with the time, because can know and people spread the word. And
It just keeps growing. A slow day is only 7 or 8 new subscribers.
Wow.
We gain subscribers every day.
there you go.
So
That's
it's growing
nice.
and growing,
And I hope you get to 2 millions.
Yeah.
Because you got followers all over the world right now.
Yep.
I saw
Last
it.
year we exceeded 1 million views.
Wow,
And
that's
in
nice.
2023 we had viewers in 69 countries.
There
so
you
we're
go.
definitely global
So
and,
you
and
are
growing.
you are in the good way. You are in the good directions. That's
Yes.
for sure. Another question, very important for us at least, the sprinter owners. What is that you like the most of the sprinter vans, and what you dislike the most, or the most problematic part of the? Let me put it that way.
Uh-huh.
What is it you like the most from the sprinter vans compared with the NCB3 and other vans out there?
We can work on them ourselves. They're a lot like the old Volkswagens. When I was a kid, everybody loved the old roundish Volkswagen buses, and
The Beetles.
because they were easy to work on compared to more modern vehicles, and that is true today. Of course, this is a lot more complicated than that old bus, but it's still a lot more simple than modern vehicles. So it's something we can handle. It doesn't have a lot of the new problems with diesels, the diesel exhaust fluid and even a diesel particulate filter we didn't have on these ever, so we don't need them. And those are some of the headaches of the newer Sprinters, the NCV3s. Another thing I really like about it is this is really a German-made Mercedes-Benz. There's a partnership between a bunch of big companies, and we won't get into the details here in this video, but the Sprinter, as of 2007, it's a different animal. It's not quite the same. It's definitely not all made in Germany the way these 2005, 4, 5, 6, 2000 through 2006s were made in Germany, shipped over to the United States. So it's Mercedes, and
The
who
quality.
can say anything bad about
Quality is different.
that? Mercedes quality.
There you go. And what is the most problems that you hear from owners of the T1Ns? The most common problems that we can find.
Most common problems are boost leaks. They think something's wrong with the turbo, and if I had $1 for every time somebody told me they're sure they don't have a tear in the boost hose, and then later find the tear in the boost hose that I keep telling them was there, if I had $1 for every person that told me that, I'd buy another Sprinter with it.
You were a millionaire by now.
No, I wouldn't be a millionaire, but I'd buy another Sprinter.
There you go. What is the average life of a T1N?
Well, average is hard to say because some of them are still on the road. The one just on the other side of me, the one I mentioned earlier that I bought new in 2005, has 540,000 miles on it now.
Wow.
So I'm a little over 500,000. The second one that I bought with just 60,000 miles on it or something for $3,200, that one's parked over there, and I've got 440,000 miles on that one about, on the original engine. I have changed a transmission in that one a couple of times. It never left me on the side of the road, but it has had some transmission hiccups, and it was abused before I bought it, naturally, because it didn't run. Mine behind me has the original transmission in it still, but monkeying around with that vegetable oil, I blew up an engine, so it doesn't have the original engine anymore. So, is it still the original van? Well, if we look around out here, I'll bet most of them still have the original engines in them. Most of them
Yeah.
have more than 250,000 miles in them. And what's that? That's to the moon and back, isn't it?
Is it really a million miles engine?
Oh, several of them have made 1,000,000 miles. Oh yeah. There's one of my good friends runs a parts distributor or parts supply for him called Million Mile Sprinter, and he named it that not in hyperbole. That's the expectation of my van. When I bought my van, FedEx was talking about they were going to get 500,000 miles out of the new Sprinters, and I thought, well, I'm driving an old Chevy with 400,000 miles on it now, so if FedEx is going to get 500,000 miles, I can get 1,000,000 out of mine. And I'm probably right. I'm going to get 1,000,000 miles out of that van if I live long enough. I'm not working near as hard as I was when I bought the van, and I'm not traveling near as much. So it's slowed down. I'm not putting the miles on it like I was, but I'm looking forward to some golden year travel too, and getting out there to visit all of you, not just in the United States, but going north and south and everywhere I can go in a Sprinter van. So
What
you can
about
reach out to
what about electricity system compared with the NCB3s and other vans out there? Electrical system of the T1Ns.
the what system? I'm sorry.
Electrical.
The electrical system. I don't have any complaints with either one of them's electrical system. When I was a kid, I played with British cars, Lucas Electronics, and all of them. which was nicknamed the Prince of Darkness because the lighting never worked in our cars. So this is all gravy to me. This is a high quality electrical system. Now I say that as I'm leaning on a little wire hanging out. Whoops. That's going to show up in video. So it's not perfect. Okay, this particular van, the lights don't come on automatically when you open the doors anymore because the switch is broken. I can fix that. It's about $7. We'll get around to it one of these days. The electrical system is really good. I've put an additional electrical system in a lot of them, like this one. With we've got 630 watts of solar on the roof, 600 amp hours of lithium battery in the back, and a 3,500 watt inverter that runs a mini split air conditioner. So with all the insulation and everything, you can stay cool in this van under solar power 3 or 4 days in a row before your battery runs out.
That's nice. What do you recommend us for maintenance to the T1Ns?
That's a long list. Change your oil every 10 to 15,000
What kind of oil?
Rotella T6 is what I recommend because it's available almost everywhere. There's several other brands that are good. Mobil One, European Car Formula is good. Liquid Moly has a good oil. I think AMSOIL has a good oil that
Synthetic.
they're really proud of.
Always.
Yes, synthetic. I definitely recommend synthetic if you're going to run over 5,000 miles between oil changes. And why would you not? I mean, it's a little bit more expensive. It's better for the engine. It's better for the environment. It's better for your pocket. So 10,000 miles is the minimum I run between oil changes. We have a maintenance assist that constantly monitors the odometer and the oil quality. And if we reset that, it will start out saying we've got 10,000 miles to go until our next oil change. But by the time we get down to 0 miles left, I've always driven more than 12,000 miles because of the oil quality monitor that's going on there. So at 12 to 15,000 miles, I know a lot of people who send their oil off to Blackstone for testing after they've changed the oil. And I don't know anybody that's come back with a negative or a warning kind of report. And some people have tested it as high as 25,000 miles between oil changes, and they're still saying it's fine. Personally, I would say if you're going to go 25,000 miles, change the filter halfway between. Keep the oil, change the filter. For myself, I'm trying to stick with the manufacturer recommendations, 10,000 miles, or listen to the maintenance assist on my dash, the countdown clock. Tell me when to change the filter. That's oil changes. Fuel filter and air filter, the book says every second oil change, so I do about every 5th oil change on those. Our fuel here in the United States, at least, is highly regulated and pretty clean. If I were someplace I wasn't as confident in the fuel, I probably would abide by that regulation more, that suggestion more, and change the fuel filter and the air filter every second fuel fill up, every second oil change rather. Air filter too, I'm always on paved roads. If I was off-road a lot, dirt roads very much at all, I'd change the air filter a lot more often. Of course, I always bang the dirt out of it with every oil change, so it stays fresh a good long time for me because my vans are what we call pavement princess. They don't go off-road.
One of the complaints that I hear the most from people is about rusting. Mercedes-Benz rusting, especially underneath and the fenders. What can we do in order to prevent these kind of things to happen to us, rusting?
Well, what has worked well for me, and I'm not a very experienced mechanic when it comes to general mechanics, and I wasn't at all experienced when I started with my Sprinter, but what has kept my Sprinter van rust free is a little bit of leak now and then. Really doesn't hurt. I don't like it dripping on the driveways, but I do run hoses until they burst, and coolant has a good bit of anti-corrosive agent in it. So, you know, you're going down the road at 60 miles an hour and a coolant hose pops off. The undercarriage gets sprayed with anti-corrosive agent. You know, that's probably not the most environmentally friendly way of going, but neither is replacing a bunch of rubber hoses before it's time. So there's a little bit of trade-off there. They are diesel engines, so they tend to leak a little bit here and there. If we got an oil leak that sprays, that's definitely going to keep things rust-free under there. Stay out of the snow is an obvious one if you've got that option. Florida van man, you can imagine I've not seen a whole lot of snow, but I do see some water, sometimes brackish water. I've worked in hurricane recovery work. I've had to drive through brackish water that was well above the bottom of the top of the bumper there, well above the bottom of the bumper, up near the top of the bumper. And my van didn't rust out. I didn't have the opportunity to wash it afterwards, so they can be kept clean, but salty roads are going to rust them up. And a lot of beach driving is going to rust them up. I don't drive on the beach.
One other important thing, transmission. Some people complain about transmission problems being very common.
Yep, there are some common transmission problems, and Florida Van Man has got your back for that. I'm here to help. We've got some videos showing you how to do a full transmission service, and the book says to service a transmission at 80,000 miles and then never again. I don't particularly like that idea, so I recommend servicing again at 280,000 and 480,000 and 680,000. Give it fresh fluid and filter in that transmission. Keep an eye on the debris that's building up on the magnet in the transmission pan. If we have any shifting problems, there are a couple of common issues, common leaks and tweaks with the transmission that we can fix. And one of those is RSN, or rumble strip noise. If you have rumble strip noise, talk to me before you fix it. There's some real advantages to having that little bit of extra vibration that I'll talk to you about one-to-one.
Okay, perfect. I assume that you're gonna be keep doing that for a long time now, many years.
Rest of my life.
You are not quitting anytime soon. We appreciate that, and we thank you for that. You're gonna save our ass on the way. We're planning to be for the next 12, 15 years on the road. So
you were here last night, and you saw how the community is gathering, and how everybody is having a great time, and the outpour of gratitude toward me has been amazing. There's no way I'd ever be able to do anything else after this.
I assume so. Well, Bill, nothing else resting than thanking you for being like you are, being who you are, and what you do for all of us, and also for organizing this wonderful event. You know, the Winter Sprinter Gathering. I'm glad that we were able to be part of it, even coming with a semi and trailer.
Yeah, big old truck came in.
Okay,
here.
let me show you guys the printer that I am using to come in here. That's the one that you got down there. That's our truck, Pepe, I call it. And that's the one we use it to come here. But in the future, we're gonna be traveling in this one that you are seeing here, built by Bill himself. So never better say. Well, that's all for this recording, for this video. We got the honor, or we did the honor to interview Bill. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to be here again, because my work that I do, and because we are always traveling. But I thank you very much.
Thank you.
We keep in touch, and for you guys, the Florida Van Man got a page in YouTube. Do you got also an Instagram, I assume?
We have an Instagram, but I don't really use it that much. I get messages occasionally when people send me a message through Instagram. But find me on Facebook. That's the fastest way. Also, comment on YouTube. I'll get back to you if you leave a question. A lot of times there isn't an appropriate response to somebody's comments, so I don't answer them all. But I definitely read them all, and I answer all the questions. I hope. If I miss one, get on me. Let me know.
One of the things that I recommend myself, guys, if you are a sprinter van, but especially a T1N, is to become a member.
Yes, please. Member of our Patreon.
There you go.
Go to floridavanman.com, click on the donate tab, and you'll find a couple ways to join our Patreon or make a one-time donation at the bottom of the page. That's what keeps us going and makes this all possible. And if I can put in 2 cents here, you might edit out, that's okay. Advice to anybody, whether they have a Sprinter van or a different van or no van at all, be the change you want to see. Nothing more rewarding in the world.
Okay, thank you very much, Bill. See you around.